Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. In this episode of Weekend Winners, we plan to catch up with Danielle McMullen and the in-form Hayden Barnes, fresh off a big week last week, which included a winning double here last Saturday night. We're going to go through their book of drives, both coming up tomorrow night. So that's all in front of us on Weekend Winners. Danielle McMullen now joins us for Weekend Winners to go through her book of drives at Albion Park, and we go straight into action with race 2. Danielle's now with us. Danielle, appreciate the time.
Thanks, Chris.
Secret Agent Tycoon, he made the step up against the big boys last week, finishing 4th behind Northview, Hustler and Co. The run was really good and the sectionals back it up. He blew the clock apart last week.
Yeah, I was really happy with him. I think his last quarter was 25.8, I think. Yeah, I was really happy with him.
Did that surprise you, that quarter, when you saw it yourself?
A little bit. Not that much, because he has run some pretty good quarters, and you know, we do drive him tough, probably more often, but I do know he really can sprint when you ask him to.
Okay, he's got a nice draw here, 2 off the second row, early scratching as well of Double Delight Brigade. Does that give you a little bit more wiggle room? Yeah,
definitely. I think Double Delight Brigade was probably one of the ones to beat, as well as Bright Energy.
Bright Energy on your inside, so at least you get a good clear shot of him. You know where exactly he's going to be.
Yeah, he was probably the only one last week that had the faster sectional than us. So I think he'll be the one to beat.
Okay, well that's Secret Agent Tycoon. He's going super, there's no doubt about it. Race 5, I'm a Sports Star. You sit behind this guy. Is this the first time you've sat behind him?
Yeah, that's the first time.
Okay, he's absolutely flying, bursting to win a race, but the draw on paper looks tricky. How do you see it?
Yeah, probably not the best draw. I'd probably rather be front row a little bit closer. But no, he looks like he's better over the mile from his form, so hopefully it'll suit him this week.
Yeah, runner-up behind Game Set Major. He's franked the form with another win tonight, so you can't knock his current form. Like I said, he's just needing that little bit of luck, and if he gets it, it's only a matter of time before he strikes here at Albion Park.
Yeah, hopefully he will tomorrow.
All right, Sean Trey in race 6. He's got the second row draw here, but as it turns out, he's the only horse off the second row now. Early scratching, Sparkling Collect. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think that's a good thing. You know, he's going well too, so one scratching always helps.
There's a lot of power off the front row, so it looks like they'll be hiking along early.
Yeah, I hope so. Looking at it, I think the one will lead, and hopefully we'll just get a good run through. I think Chantre maybe goes better in front, but he has won, you know, behind the leader before, and he does go good there.
I was going to ask that question. Is he better in front or off a helmet? Because he's won in both sort of positions, so he's obviously versatile, but where does he feel most comfortable?
It's a hard question. I think he probably settles better in front. He likes to pull a bit when he's in behind, but as long as there's a bit of speed on, I think he'll be okay. If he gets the sprint lane run, he should be good.
So you gave him a pass mark last week, finishing 4th?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, probably wasn't his best run, but it was a quick last half, so I wasn't disappointed in him.
Okay, well that's Sean Trey. And race 8, your final drive tomorrow night. Le Saffron has a tricky draw, the outside of the second row, but he was just behind them last week. How do you see his chances?
Yeah, I think it's a tough draw, but I wouldn't rule him out of it.
Who gives the driving instructions for this race? There's some powerful owners here, so is it from the trainer, or do you have to take the owner's instructions?
I reckon I'll be listening to the trainer.
Fair enough. Well, what's the pick of the 4 tomorrow night, Danielle, for you?
I'll probably go Chantre.
Okay, Chantre is in race number 6, number 8. Danielle, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thank you.
Well, the man of the moment is Hayden Barnes, and we're about to have a chat with Hayden, fresh off his big week last week. 5 winners for the week, which included a Saturday night double last week when Northview Hustler saluted, and then he scored at long odds with his own trotter, G Up Netty. He's in the chair with us now. Hayden, appreciate the time.
Yep, thank you.
It's a big week for you last week.
Yeah, it was. It ended up being a really good week, and I haven't had a week like that for a very long time.
Milestone moment as well, win number 400.
Yeah, and it just topped off the good week that I had.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's hope that the good fortunes continue tomorrow night. Let's start with Northview Hustler. He goes around in race 3, the free-for-all. Again, he's got gate 1 like he did last week. The obvious question, does he lead again from the inside?
I think there might be a couple have a look and maybe try and get on his back, but our plan is to, we'll try and lead.
Are you confident that you can lead?
Well, I know how fast we do get out if we have to actually burn that hard, so I think we'll be able to lead, yes.
Okay. Just going back to that race last week, were you shocked with that first half? It was incredibly slow for that class of horse.
Yeah, it was very easy. It probably helped with that other horse being first up, which didn't really want to put that much pressure on, but it was very easy.
How good did he feel getting up the stretch? 26-1, he looked like he had some gears left.
Yeah, he did that quite easy. Sort of closer they get to him, the harder he tries, so they weren't that close to him and he just did what he had to.
And that was his first win at the mile last week?
Yeah, first win over a mile.
Okay, so we step up in distance tomorrow night, 2,138 metres, so if anything, that's more to his liking.
Yeah, it is. It loves the 2,100 and gets that good draw to do it all over again, hopefully.
Okay, Ashley Locas was the favourite last week. He was fresh up since the Inter-Dominion Grand Final back in December. Is he the horse to beat? How much improvement do you think there is with him, and do you think the extra distance will suit him?
There will be a lot more improvement this week than last week. Only thing is 2,100, it does suit it as well, but second up, sometimes they can either be a lot better or sort of take a bit out of that first run. So it'll be interesting to see how it does back up.
Okay, good point there with Ashley Locas. You look to have a great chance with Northview Hustler. Race 5, what can you tell us about Typhoon Stride? We've only seen this guy once locally. He was a scratching last week. Obviously nothing too seriously missed because he starts here this weekend.
Yeah, at the moment I like him. He was good first up from the bad draw and he hit the line really nice. Saturday night over a mile, drawn 3. We'll let him slide out and hopefully we can get a nice forward spot and he won't be far away either.
It is a much better draw compared to that first up run, but in saying that, there's power to your inside. Rock and Roll Dude and Paravani, both noted beginners.
Yeah, which probably might help us to slot in as well, which is going to be the main aim.
Okay, he's come up from Sydney, Typhoon Stride, trained by your dad Al. Do you rate him?
Yeah, I do like him. He's shown good stuff at home and his first up run was really good, so full steam ahead and hopefully he keeps getting better.
So do you think he's the type of horse that'll sort of get through his grades and maybe end up in North America? Do you think that's the early plan at this stage?
Yeah, that will most likely be the plan. Try and win a fair few and then sell him on, I'm tipping.
All right, well that's Typhoon Stride, race 5, number 3. Race 7 now, My Secret of Beach. Faces a bit of a task here, the outside of the second row over the mile. But is this the type of horse that could cause a little bit of an upset? You do have a very good rapport with Lola Wiedemann trained runners. Each time you get behind one of Lola's horses, they're never far from the money.
No, they're not. They're always fairly consistent. And I'm tipping Saturday night drawn 10 will be just punching through all the shortcuts and trying to get a gap late. And he does go all right. So if we do get that gap, he won't be far away.
Okay. Race 9, the trot. G Up Netty backs up. He was going off at big odds last week, but it didn't surprise a few. There were a few that were prepared to give him a chance. Which way did you go last week? Did you think he had a winning hope last week?
I thought he was a top 3 chance, yes. So it didn't surprise me when he won, which I was happy with, and I thought he would go out there and run a good race after the week before.
Why weren't you surprised? Because his form of late had been well below his best. You go back, early or back to last year, late last year, his form was sublime, and then he's just had a real rough patch of form. Why did you think he could turn it around?
I was really happy with him the start before he won. He hit the line really good and he went over the line hard held, run a nice 6th or 7th, and all he had to do was get out and run. He would have run 4th or 3rd even, so that made me a lot more confident going into the run, and he got a nice run along the fence and he finished over top.
So he feels like he's still on the improve, this guy?
Yeah, he's getting back to his best, but Saturday night just pretty much pointless for him off 30, and it's going to be very hard for him off 30 to make up all that ground.
Yeah, off the front line last week, 30 metres. That's a bit of a setback for him. He's a woolly mammoth at the moment. He's got hair everywhere. G Up Netty.
Sure does. He's slowly losing it, but it's still going to probably be another month or so before he fully loses it all.
All right. What's the pick of your drives tomorrow night? Are we going with Northview Hustler again?
Yeah, I'll stay with the old fella. He's got that good draw, and the way he went last week, I'm really happy with him during the week and looking forward to him on Saturday night over the 2100.
Great stuff. Appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Yep. Thank you.
Looking for a good thing on this big program tomorrow night, 11 races, action starting at 5:42. I think we strike early. We'll go with race 2, number 8, Bright Energy. This guy's bursting to win a race. He was a real eye-catcher in the free-for-all last week. He's dropping back in grade. Yes, it's a tricky draw, but he is ready to win. So we'll go with race 2, number 8, Bright Energy as the best bet. And remember, if you are gambling tomorrow night at Albion Park, please do so responsibly.